What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the NFT Show. What's been up with you, Dave?
Quite a lot since the last time we were here on our own, mate.
I know.
We've had a escape. It's been my birthday.
That's right. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Did you see a photos I put on your page?
I did. I wasn't aware that I was being videotaped on the plane.
Because you were sleeping.
Well,
you weren't aware of getting the photo taken in the fucking ride back to the airport either.
I am going to start getting my own back on you, like see some of the shapes I've seen you on the planes. And I've just been like, nope, I'm just going to leave you to it.
See, in fairness, I didn't do that. It was Heather
Doesn't
that took
matter.
the photo.
She was with you, so therefore you're an accomplice. So therefore, fuck you. You're going to get it.
I was going to put it in the music video. And then I was like, nah, it's better for the birthday.
Well, you couldn't, because I'm the one that makes the video.
No, you're not doing this one.
But no, yeah, other than that, it's been just chilling out with the family, getting caught up doing some stuff.
Yeah, it's been good in the studio this week, thus far, like.
Yes, yesterday was a productive old day.
Yeah, I know. Well, which we documented. If anyone wants to go and watch it on TikTok and Facebook and that, go ahead. You can watch Dale delete a melody. Now,
Dale? Is that my new name? Is it Dale? I'll Dale the melody deleter.
I was thinking that Dale went in there. Because I was watching swimming pool video.
Is that the cut that done the fucking supermarket sweep?
But no, the video, it says he deleted the melody. Technically he did delete it, but the context was he wrote a melody on his laptop because I hadn't come out here yet. And then whenever I got out, he was exiting out of the project to airdrop it to the studio Mac. But as he exited it out, he didn't hit save. He hit don't save, which meant it was completely lost. There was no command Z to go back.
No, there was definitely no fucking shortcut key in the world was going to fix that happening.
Worked out for the best though, because what we've got going now is pretty cool. Look.
Yeah, well, everything happens for a reason, mate. Everything happens for a reason. I was a visionary. I knew it was not worth it, and I was like, nah, fuck it. Don't save.
See, so because I don't write melodies and all, like as you can see in the video, it didn't really bother me that much because it wasn't me had to sit. Now, if I had deleted that kick, I would have been fucking fuming. Yeah. Like, but I was like, oh well, you have to rewrite it, son.
See, I think over the last 10 years, I've kind of become accustomed to accidentally deleting shit, and it's got less and less painful as the time's gone on. Like the time, see when my MacBook died, I knew something was wrong with it. So something told me this isn't going to work properly. So I backed it up onto my hard drive and then was like, right, I'm going to restart the Mac here and see what happens. And as I restarted it, it didn't turn on. Black screen, it was dead. And Nicole just looked at me and was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. But we had to go on holiday as well, like the next day. So went on holiday, 3 or 4 days in, having a few drinks. Nicole was like, are you sure you're all right about your computer? Like, you've took this very well. Like, I was, to put it in perspective of people, when I went on my first date with Nicole, I told her that, and this is true, Bill, I don't really care what happens, but if you break my Mac, we're over. That was laid down from day one. And Nicole had the fear in her, so she sort of was like, why have you not lost your shit yet over this? It's like, because I've got it backed up, I suppose. I have to just accept it. But at the same time, no.
Can you remember the time but we got the computer? I think you got it out of work or something.
Oh,
Windows one?
When I got the virus?
And we were building stuff on this, all mixer states. Like everyone knows, you have all your groups enabled and you have all your presets, everything that wasn't backed up. And back then, we weren't doing too well. We were illegally downloading all the VSDs and shit.
Oh, so that would just
Dopey Dick here downloaded one. The next minute, some fella took control of the computer, and the only way to get it back,
fuck, yes, that's right. I forgot he took over the computer. Jesus,
took over our studio computer, and the only way we could get it back was if we sent them like 100 Bitcoin. I wish the fuck we had bought them Bitcoin back in and kept them.
The reason I got that computer was because we had the Mac, and I was like, oh, it's far easier to get cracked shit for the PC than it is for the Mac, so we'll get a wee cheap PC, do some shit on that, and then send it across.
Your work give you it or something? Wherever you were working at the time, fucking give it I can't remember, but whatever it was devastating.
But again, it's the trials and tribulations of doing this.
I know.
Like again, as we joked yesterday, me and Sergi don't normally sit in the studio to build full tracks anymore. We started at the start sitting with each other, and you would spend the full day and you would have maybe about 4 seconds of a tune because you'd spent more time trying to fix the speakers, or why is this mouse not working, or oh, what's going on with this VST, and it would just never worked. So I build stuff, I send it to him, he makes it all fancy, and then we'll work together to finish it off. And then decided yesterday, we'll sit and do it together and see what happens, and no technical problems at all. Apart from obviously deleting the fucking MIDI, but yeah.
I know, but again, that's you're quick at writing melodies, so it wasn't really the end of the world, you know what I mean? But it was fun. I genuinely enjoyed it, and like I'm really excited about this track. And we were talking, my wee brother was in the studio there not that long ago, and we were letting him hear some of his stuff and talking about the plans for the future and that, and the stuff. See now how free we are, that we're just doing all our own vocals, everything from scratch.
Yeah.
It's so free. Like we used to build tunes, and then you were searching for a fucking a vocal that went with it, or looking at all the acapellas. It killed the inspiration.
Sucked the
inspiration out of you.
Or you would make something class and never be able to find a vocal good enough for it, and you're like, well, that was just a fucking waste of
time. So, but now, what we're doing is we're building these tunes, and we're talking in it, or we're putting computer voices in it, and then we're just getting someone to re-sing over it. They're saying this is what we want, and it's so liberating. Like
it is. I
it's
feel
it's
a
brought
whole
the
new wave
fun
of
back.
creativity.
Yeah,
because you're not constrained by what you can go and spend an hour to searching on Google or Splice or
Splice. I remember fucking hogging Splice for hours.
Splice was great until then. It kind of just ran out of samples, and you heard everybody using the same acapellas.
I know, what do you call it? Mish DJ.
Yeah.
She released a new tune, and it was a fucking tune we had years ago, maybe just before the pandemic.
Oh, you were sending this to me the other day. All of your love,
or something like that. Yeah. It was like, but again, it was just off them sites. There's not, I mean, but
yeah.
And what was the other one? There was one we had in it's completely lost me. But one of them other Gearbox DJs done something with it, and then the same with like that one that Tweak has done that was really popular on Splice, 2, 3, or 7, 8 and back.
That's not on Splice.
Was it not?
No.
What was the other?
That was TNT Techno Gym.
Yes. No.
That was from back in the day.
There was another one
before the internet, let alone fucking Splice.
But there was one that Tweak has done, and like I always heard it.
Are you sure it wasn't D Block Nestafon? Because I remember listening to them talk about the fact that they always do their own vocals, and they decided to go on Splice one day and just see what there was. Found a class vocal and was like, oh, this would be good. And then once they released it, they were like, oh, everyone's used this vocal, and that was the one and only time they said they would do it. And you're like, well, that's what it is.
But see, doing that now, obviously, if you're a new producer and you're only starting out, it's fine. But with doing that, your tune has to be extra good.
Yeah.
For it to stand out, because there's so much fucking tunes out there with them vocals in it. So you can do it. The best, what we done for a while too, was just went on the sites and bought vocals. You can do it two ways. You can just go and buy off singers directly, but then again, you still don't have control of what it is. Or then you can just write your own lyrics, get the tune to sit with it, and then go and find a vocalist on Fiverr, which I've done that video on TikTok. Remember the one where I was like, "Oh, this is how I make my voice sound good." See what I mean? You can do it that way. A lot of people didn't get the joke of that. They're like, "Fuck, you really did change your voice."
I know. I can vouch for sitting in the studio with him. He cannot sing. No amount of fixing or editing could fix Sergi's voice.
No.
And you'll never hear my singing voice.
No, well, at one stage.
The one thing that I like the most about it now is I always like tunes to try and be special to you. But again, using samples, you can't really do that. The last couple of tunes, like Love the Rave, was a stupid Facebook post I put up because I was trying to social media properly, and I wrote a song out of it. Tapestry of Our Lives is a good concept. There's a tune we have, Haunted, which is a tune about monsters living inside your head, which is kind of just about how you have mad thoughts and how that affects the outcomes of stuff.
Yeah, like how people don't see the monsters living under your bed, really. Do you know what I mean? It's like the anxieties of the music industry, and because that's one thing people don't like. Everyone just sees when we're posting happy photos of us on a stage or joking about you falling asleep on a plane. You know what I mean? But it's not like the stresses that come. like within the scene, like you're constantly trying to better yourself. You're constantly worried about, oh, is this not good? Is that not good? It's like it's a cutthroat industry as
You
well.
worry about how your peers perceive you.
Yeah, and that's what that tune was about too. And this was all in preparation for the album. We wrote all this. But now obviously we're just going to fire them out as singles.
See, I did think about this though. As much as the album was a failed idea, it forced me particularly to start really thinking about, if you have a concept for a track, how do you then put that down into a physical creation? Because it was something I'd never really done, taken an idea, and like obviously I've taken melodies and stuff like that, but I've never conceptualized an idea, put it on the paper, thought about how it wanted to go, and then
As in, like,
do it.
Like we had it yesterday when we walked into the studio at like fucking 10 o'clock yesterday morning. We knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
We had a firm plan. But both
For a change.
were on the same. Well, this is what's changed about us. Like normally we just sat down and whatever happened. But this we're like, no, we want like a hard style tune that's quite tough but handsy in the air.
Yeah.
We knew what way the melody was going to go because we'd listened to the vocal when we got it sent back. But there was a clear plan there. We knew what structure we were going to do. We knew roughly how long it was going to be. Whereas before we would have been like, oh, should we do another drop or do that there?
What would that sound like if we done that there?
I know it's more. I'm really loving it. Like that's what excites me the most out of it all. Like I love playing the gigs and I look forward to them. But see, sitting down in here at the moment and just bouncing off each other and smashing it out of the park, mate.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Like,
well, like it's 10 years to do that there. Do you know what I mean? Rome wasn't built in a day.
I don't want to put my arm up. I keep thinking I'm trying to get the badge in.
Well, there's been multiple comments I've seen about you trying to get the badge in.
I'm like, fuck's sake.
It's the fact you're also dressed as orange as well. You're like we orange man. Not the wee Stone Island badge.
I know, mate. It's fucking. I'm from a shankle.
I know, but you've been giving off about the bands and all. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking cunts. Waking me up at 8 o'clock in the
morning.
morning.
Mum and giving off about the bands. You're really not shankle anymore, are you?
I know. Fuck's sake, go do it in the afternoon, not 8 o'clock in the fucking morning when we're having a lie-in.
I'll tell you what. Here, I met somebody fucking quite interesting at the weekend. There's a fella. It was at a birthday party, not mine. Somebody else's. Both his parents are blind, right? But they've been blind from he was born. So,
but were they always blind, or?
Yeah. So his mum was blind from 6, and his dad was blind from birth. But it was more like, could you imagine raising children blind? Like you think now, looking after your two, you just come back from holiday doing all that there.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to do that with no eyesight.
Well, one thing I will say, if you've had it from birth, you know no different. Like,
no, but I mean,
I understand it would be hard, but again, it comes back.
What happens if your child starts crawling? Do you have to put a bell on them or something to start walking and all? Like you can't. There's a girl I used to work with. Right, this is true, Bill. I'll not say her name, but this is actually how I found out the information we're talking about. This girl's dad was blind. Right, he was a Liverpool fan. And every year for his birthday, they bought him a United kit and told him it was a Liverpool kit. And they used to sit him in front of the TV so he could listen to the match with his wee beer sitting in his Liverpool kit that was actually a United kit. And they done this every year to him because he would never know any different. It's like, these are hectic bastards. That's funny. That's funny. But imagine having little children who run about and they thrive off being mischievous. And both of you are blind. Like it'd be all right if one of you was blind and one of you weren't. You could deal with it.
Yeah. No, I get that.
It would be very tough.
Just to push back a wee bit, when you're a child, when you're a child, and you're growing up in that environment from a very young age, you twig on. Oh, I can't.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? It's sort of it would be brought up in the child. The child's brought up in that environment, so the child will probably be extra cautious and extra helpful with the parents to help them out. You know what I mean? As someone who's had my eyesight my whole life, you just about blind, to be fair.
I'm blind as fuck, man.
But no, it would be tough to do. But again, it's like my kids with diabetes. My kids will never remember not having diabetes.
Yeah.
Where I remember not having it. They so like, do you know what I mean?
I think
their
whole life.
If you grew up blind.
Yeah.
Everything's that's just the
I
way
but you know what
life
I mean?
is.
Again,
Like.
you know, but you forget about kids. Like, what's that? Oh, I don't fucking know. I can't see, you wee bastard. What's that over there, Daddy? I don't fucking know. It could be an elephant. It could be a fucking car, for all I know.
Well, that's it.
Like, see,
It'd
as
be
well, I thought
hard,
about
like-
this. See, if you're deaf, how do you know if your door's ringing or knocking?
You don't.
How could
What would you rather be, blind or deaf?
Oh, 100% blind. 1,000,000% blind.
Yeah.
I've thought about this a lot. I would like, you can still make music if you can hear it.
But you can't see a screen.
Doesn't matter though. That's
Play
what
a
you're,
keyboard
that's what you're
just.
for. You just have to learn to click all the buttons.
You can play the screen. You can play the
Sergi,
keyboard.
push command copy there.
Oh, it's a rough one, isn't it?
But that, no, I would definitely I've seen everything. Well, not that I've seen everything in the world, but you know what everything kind of looks like now. There's nothing in your adult life that someone would show you and you'd be like, what the hell's that? I've never seen anything like that before. Whereas there's all sorts of different music and things happening every day. And
Yeah.
you would lose that. I would quite happily lose my eyesight to keep my hearing.
Yeah. Well, your eyesight's on its way out. Like.
Oh, it's daft, like.
We were in the airport and Heather says to me, does Dave need glasses? And I was like, oh, he's meant the word. I'm like, because we were looking for a flight time and he was up at the screen going. Like,
For anybody
He
that's
had to
listening,
walk
I'm about 3 inches from the screen.
he had to walk a fucking. He had to walk 2 meters. That's how far away we were from the screen. He had to walk 2 meters to the screen.
Socially distanced screen reading.
But I know, fuck that, mate.
Would you rather lose your arms or your legs?
There's a high chance I'll lose one of them in my lifetime, like being diabetic.
Well,
I'm a say too, like that's
there you
that's
go.
one
Well,
of the
see,
things.
you shouldn't mock the others in your life that are less able. You'll be that way. But what would you rather? If your diabetes was going to strike you down and take one of them, would you rather lose your arms or your legs?
Arm.
Would
It's
you?
only one arm,
Aye, but no, that's not my question. No, if
Take
if
my
you
left.
had to lose your arms or your legs, what are you losing?
Arms.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
So I can walk about still.
Fuck that. You can never do. Well, I was going to say you can never DJ games. You can't DJ now. So.
You could use your fucking mouth or your wee stump.
We nubbins.
Nah, mate. There's no winner in any of it. Like,
I could just see you there with your wee fucking mixing nubs.
like a fucking T-Rex.
It's like you go to hit it and you miss it and you fucking. Oh, sorry everyone! You start waving it about. Sorry guys. Oh, I'm sorry to anybody that I may have offended. That was not cause to be offended. Oh,
That's
gee.
just jokes. Now we're having a serious conversation here. I don't know. I wouldn't like to lose anything. Like,
I would definitely lose my legs. Like,
why? How you getting the gig in the airport and all?
you're gonna push me in my wheelchair?
Oh my fuck!
Crutches?
Man up!
Be like your wee man that sits on a wee skateboard and just push myself along like a wee dog, scraping my arse along the ground.
It'd be hard. It'd be hard to go anything like that's life changing. Like, in all
Oh yeah, 100%.
life changing all senses of the word. Like, God love anyone, but again, fucking there's a fucking 50% chance something like that'll happen to me. Like,
That's mad though.
I know, but well, again, my diabetes is pretty well controlled, so I should be all right. But it's people who are badly controlled. Like
Aye.
my ma had a boyfriend back in the day years ago, Stephen, and his dad didn't look after his diabetes, and he got a cut in his fucking big toe. It went black, and it went from his toe till his foot, till his ankle, till his fucking right up from the just below the knee. Boom.
How does that work though? Because like, from my understanding, it's to do with your blood sugar. So how
Yeah.
the fuck is this like the sugar just rots off bit to your body?
Well, no, your blood sugar.
Like the way sugar rots your teeth?
I don't actually know.
Too
to
many
be fair.
Snickers, you'll lose an arm.
I'm not actually sure what the thing is. I think it's that with high, if your blood sugar's high all the time, then your body's constantly in a state of dehydration, and you just feel like shit.
Alright.
That's why I don't understand. See when people say, "Oh, I have high blood sugar all the time." I'm like, do you not feel unwell? See if mine's is at 10. I'm like, well, need a drink of water. Oh, fucking like my muscles and all are cramping up.
Aye.
I don't understand how people can live like that, but many people do. My sister doesn't mind an old high blood sugar, like, whereas I can't live with it. Like.
What type of things that to say? Oh, my sister doesn't mind that high blood sugar for time to
she
time.
does. She was really bad for a while. I'm not sure what she's like now. Hopefully she's...
Phone their mates, be like, oh, do you just want to come out for some high blood sugar tonight, do you?
do you want a drink? Nah, I'm high as fuck. Madness, like.
How do we always get back onto your diabetes?
It's just. It's
I think we've spoke more about diabetes on the podcast than we have outside of the podcast.
I know. It's just. I don't know. Mate, it's fucking part of my life.
I think you're just doing it for sympathy, likes. It's
That's
like
it,
we
huh?
X Factor sub story. Oh, these two DJs, one of them's diabetic, the other one's blind as fuck. For just £3 a month on Patreon, you can sponsor these two invalids
And help them live the life they want.
Fucking make a wish.
Please donate.
Oh Jesus.
I don't know. Fuck. Escape was good. We didn't get to talk. I know Niall was here last week, so we didn't really get to talk about it. But
Yes, we touched on it briefly.
amazing, mate. I was like, whenever we get in, me and you're like, we always have low expectations on everything, and then
Yeah.
we get there and the fucking place is rammed and people are fucking torturing us for pictures and photos. And the best thing was love the rave when they were shouting it, because I love the fucking rave.
But that again goes back to what we were saying earlier. Like it's all well and good to play a big DJ's famous song that everybody knows the words to, and you know when you turn the music down or you filter
like
it out,
Living on a Prayer, for example.
everyone's
Yeah,
gonna give
everyone,
it a
yeah.
big cheer. But to turn it down on a tune that we've made, and people just shout it back at you, you're like, fuck, that's a good moment. Like,
See, there's a video and you go like that, because I pulled it out, you fucking shake it back in my head like,
Yeah.
yes.
oh man, but
That's class.
it was a nice special.
That's what you
moment.
do it for, though. That like you do
Yeah.
it for that reason.
That's what I've said. See the process of making a tune from start to finish, taking it out to a set and playing it for the first time to a crowd, and having people go oi fucking oi, or singing along to whatever it might be, or just going nuts. That is better than any feeling that you can get, because you know it's like a justification for the hard work you've put
It's
in.
better than any drugs or anything
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? And that's another gig we played sober with Capersale. That's the new Phase 2 way, is sober before the sets.
Yeah, so superish.
So no, I was stone cold sober by the end of the night too. Until I got the hotel room and saying, "Oh, just buy a wee bottle of wine here."
I dragged us about with you for fucking half
I
an hour.
know. It was
But no,
good.
escape was good. I enjoyed it. It was nice catching up with a lot of friends, making a lot of new friends, and
Shout
yeah.
out the Welsh crews, are always good days, and we really appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
And then it's been fucking fun,
As
mate.
I've always said, the Welsh are like a giant hug. It's like, even if they're angry or cross or shouting, they still sound. Oh, I'm very angry at you. And you're like, oh, come here, and I give you a hug there. You fucking silly you sheep fucker.
Mate, do you remember the first time we played Logic? The fucking
Oh, as soon as I got into the car, I asked them about where's the sheep.
no, but not even that there, mate. It was like their fucking whole artwork had a sheep on it. The promo video was like Wallace and Gromit in the
Aye.
field with a sheep. I think that's fucking brilliant. Like you're just making a fun of it. You know what I mean?
But you have to, like, again.
Where did
Or-
that come from? Is that
Sheep shaggers?
But why Welsh? Why are the Welsh sheep
Because the
shaggers?
Welsh have lots of sheep.
It's like away Ballymena over here. like.
Australians are sheep shaggers. There's more sheep in Australia than there is people.
I'm sure-
Well, to be fair, then, if that's the ratio, the sheep are more people shaggers then.
Ah.
Do it that way, but you know what I mean?
Oh, mate, that's it. You do take that stereotype and run with it.
Yeah.
Same
Run with it to the top of a mountain so it pushes back on her.
That's it. Put the legs in the back of your water boot, in your water boots, hanging over a cliff. Why do you do that? So it bucks back. Oh, fucking wild. But nah, it was fucking brilliant. I had a great time. Good to see everyone. I can't wait to get back.
Yeah.
Sorted out promoters.
Well, you know that there's future things in the works, so I'm sure it won't be too long until we're back over on the.
Well, this is it. We don't want to talk and be very vague when we're talking, but
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
There-
life is good.
There's things happening, guys. You'll find out soon enough. There's plenty of more.
Life is good, and we're very grateful for the opportunities we're getting, and we promise we'll do our best in everything that we're doing to do the best for everyone and ourselves.
Are you finished licking balls there, are you?
No, I'm fucking proud of what we've done, and everything's fallen into place now.
Well, that's it. But again, it's hard work, as you say. Everybody gets to see the product of the hard work whenever you're on stage, getting on like a fucking Egypt loving life. But there's a lot of things go into that behind the scenes, like many sleepless nights working on music, working for
Yeah.
deadlines, stressing out, anxiety, fucking fear, panic, a lot. But it's
Yeah.
all worth it.
It is 100%.
In a weird way.
I know.
As you say, you never want to look back whenever you're talking to your grandkids. Be like, oh, I was decent at something, but I couldn't be fucked finishing it.
That's my motto. I always say that to you. I always don't want to look back and think I wasted my time.
Yeah, but that's
what's keeping us going.
That's it.
To see him at the Thomas Renegade system, like see him, like I don't know. Like I remember years ago going like, why the fuck's he not getting what he deserves here? Yeah. And like we pushed him on to loads of promoters. And everyone, like, obviously, a good few of them did book him. Like, I could never get my head around it. And see, now that he's smashing the fucking life out of it, I'm so, I don't want to say proud, because he deserves every bit of it. And we haven't done anything to help him get there. It's all hard work off his own bat, like, but
it's good to see someone who put the head down and because again, I think
was
we
never
all know,
about, it's the same with us, like, for him, it was never about, like, money or fame or anything. It was about making the best music possible.
And the music that he loves.
He's making the best hard trance on the market at the minute, like, without a shadow of a doubt.
But he could have stayed doing hardstyle and continued his learning and probably had a good career in hardstyle a lot quicker than what he took off to where he is now.
Yeah.
But he decided, no, I want to do my hard trance. That's what I really love.
And hard trance was dead at that stage.
Aye. And he just decided, I'm going to take the bull by the horns and just go for it. And fair fucks to him, because
the hard trance revolution has begun. Shout out, Thomas.
Yes.
Good job, sir.
And good luck on your move.
We'll catch you next week at Planet Love.
Yeah. But that's another thing as well. There's an awful lot of artists in this country who've been very talented and they never get booked here, and they only start getting bookings here once they start playing around the world.
Yeah.
And that's... I don't know how I would feel about that. Like, we've been lucky enough that we've graced pretty much every mecca of dance music in both the north and the south of this country.
Yeah.
So I can't have a fair judgment on it, but I would say if we made a name for ourselves outside of the country, and then people started asking you back home, oh, can you come and play for us now? My nose would be a bit out of joint. Be like, well, none of you's cared before.
Yeah.
Whenever I was a no one, and now that I'm a someone, you're wanting me to come and do all this.
I know, mate. But
swings and roundabouts, like, but it's one of those things. Like,
we are the opposite way round. We played everything here, and now starting to get recognised outside of the country.
Yeah.
As I say, like, if you look at our posts and the analytics, our posts, mate, very few people from over here. It's like Holland, Belgium, the UK, mainland.
Yeah.
It's not really over here. And you're like, fuck me. But
it's because they don't know that we're actually secret dicks.
But that's it. Over here, we're just Jason and Dave.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're not like whenever, like I say, we touched on it last week a bit, but like the minute we got to escape, like it was wild. Like I've never experienced that before.
I still find it very weird. Again, I still find this very weird fucking podcast. To be fair, this is still out of my comfort zone. But yeah, whenever, like, it's nice people asking for your photos, but then whenever you start getting like a lot of people asking you, you're like, holy fuck! Like
it's the video one, mate. When you're walking, like people walking behind you, videoing you.
Yeah,
I would never do that.
I always wonder what people do with them videos and photos. Like, oh, there's a photo of Fazed I took whenever they were just standing, like, picking their nose. Just chatting away to someone on the far side of a field, scratching his hole, and I thought, that's an ample photo right there, take it.
Tag is on it.
Yeah.
So we get more views.
What did you call the German manager done that? Was he scratched his hole and then sniffed it?
Aye, Joachim Low.
Aye.
Do you ever see the ones where it's like,
aye, because he shook such and hand. It's like the chain of shakes and why they get fucked off.
He shook Urzul's hand, Urzul shook Wenger's hand, Wenger shook Fergie's hand, and it's like,
I actually seen one of them about was it Tuchel and Conte were fighting there the other weekend.
Say that again.
Is it not Thomas Tuchel?
Tuchel.
No,
Thomas Tuchel.
Show how much I pay attention to football now, mate. I've just seen it wrote down. It's one of those words where you sort of skim over.
Touching.
Touching. The German touch. Yeah, a bit of touching. But they done that meme for that because they were saying, Joachim Low, is it? Fucking touch one of their hands. That's why he's going to beat his bollocks in.
I seen that actually with the fight.
Yeah.
Brilliant. What about the old Arsenal, man? I'm going to spank you on Sunday.
We
should do a podcast.
Everybody thought, what, a live podcast?
I'm
watching the match?
Watching the match.
Okay.
Arsenal.
For Fox, the Arsenal, for the way they've done. I'm not a big fan of football anymore, but, Liverpool thought they were going to go and piss all over us, and it didn't work, so... They, you may think
You
it,
can
but
dust in your social life for?
I'm not. I made a note for something that I was meant to fucking tell you, because you know the way you don't like me telling you interesting things until we're shooting the show, so we don't have to talk
don't
about it
speak
twice.
to me.
But I've got that many notes between writing lyrics for songs and dates for things that I can't find the fucking note that I'm looking for. It's just all words, mate. Do you ever get when you go like
think I've
a
got one.
menu and you're just sort of looking at it? It's like, oh, what are you going to order? It's like, I've looked at this 3 times and I couldn't tell you one fucking thing that's on this menu. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter for you because you're just boring as fuck.
I am. I'm a big bore bag. Look, I'm the funnest person you'll ever meet. Yeah.
That's what it
Right.
was.
So here, you want to go first? Go ahead.
Have I ever told you the story about the random fella that we encountered at Decibel?
No.
Me and Nicole, right? So we went camping at Decibel, having a great old time. Done 3 days camping. So done the first night, that was fantastic. Got up next day, went to Decibel, that was fucking great. We're like, right, we'll go back, do the after party, ticket. So we got back to our tent about 3 in the morning. Nicole was knackered, so she decided she was going to go to sleep. I sat up, had a smoke, was like, right, I'm going to bed. About 2 hours later, I woke up and she was beside me and I sort of was like, what's going on here? Sort of closed my eyes and then realised, hold on a minute. Nicole went to sleep on the other side of me and there's no way she's fucking rolled over me on an air mattress. Who the fuck is this? So that's whenever the eyes shut open and was like, I'm wide awake now. I rolled over and there was a fella with like, do you know them skull woolly mask things on?
Moles? Remember like
Aye.
you were?
Like pulled over his face with his hoodie up, right? And I was like, excuse me, man. Wouldn't wake up. Give him a fucking proper shake. Like, yo, wake up. Didn't move. But then I realised he had a water bottle attached to him with the lid off. So not only was he sleeping in our bed, he was also pouring water all over where I was sleeping.
You think it was water? It was piss.
Oh no, it was definitely from the water bottle, right? So I was shaking. I was like, here, mate, can you get up? And he's like, oh, it's okay. He was French, turns out. Oh, it's okay. I go sleep. I wake up. I leave. It's like, no, mate, you get out the fuck now. But while this was all going on, Nicole had half woke up. But because I'd stayed up for smoke, she thought I'd made friends. And had just brought friends into the tent. And I was sitting, so she went back to sleep again. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? So eventually...
That's what's get me about this story, mate. See, the minute the tent was unzipped, I'd have been up like a fucking...
No, I didn't hear him unzipping it. This
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying.
We
I
were
would have
both
been...
sleeping, and then I woke up, and this guy had got into bed beside us.
That's what I'm saying, mate. See if I was sleeping and that tent unzipped, I'd have been...
But I didn't hear it.
That's
Neither of us
insane.
heard it. So anyway, I managed to
I
get him
would
up
have
the
fucking
fuck.
heard
And
it.
see, to be fair, he was a nice guy. Once he'd actually woke up, and I was like, mate, you're in the wrong tent, he kind of realised, oh, shit, right, I'm in the wrong tent. Off he went, and I was like, right, that's a funny old story. Walking about the next day, I was like, that cunt could be anyone. Like, you'd have mask
never see
on.
him again.
It could be you. It could be you. No one will ever tell me, oh, yeah, that was me in your tent. But then I thought, it's okay doing that in Holland because that's like, you know, nothing bad's going to happen. It's clearly some reveller has got the wrong tent. He's had a bit too much and he's like, fuck it, I'm going to sleep here and I can get on board with that. You do that here or in England, you're getting battered.
Have you not seen the videos of it happening?
What?
Things like that?
No.
Cunts fucking waking up and someone's lying sleeping on their sofa.
Oh, see, I've seen that,
And
but no, but I
sleeping in
mean,
their
at
bed.
a festival, mate, like here especially, if you went into a tent full of girls by mistake and that happened to you,
You do
big
that
trouble.
anywhere in the world, like, you'll that'll happen to you, like, anywhere in the world,
mate,
girls.
I just couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck is this guy?
I can't believe you didn't wake up. Honestly, see, mate, I'm such an uneasy sleeper.
I've been
Like,
partying for 2 days.
I know, that's what
I
I'm
was,
saying.
and you know that
I
once I
would've-
go into sleep, there's a certain part of my sleep where nothing's waking on me.
I can't believe your legs didn't kick him as he was calling it. Bit of context. When me and Dave were sharing a hotel room, his fucking legs, he sleeps and he pushes his legs up and down like after. I'm going, what the fuck?
I get really bad restless legs because of my knee surgery.
But he's out for the count and he's doing like he's doing a rowing boat competition.
Do you know the only reason I believe you is because Nicole told me a few years ago. She told me this has happened to our whole relationship, but she never actually brought this up to me. I was like, yeah, do you know you were lying with your legs up last night? I was like, what the fuck do you mean I was lying with my legs up last night? It's like, yeah, like you had your knees bent and your legs were up. I thought you were awake and like on your phone or something. I was like,
That's
no.
exactly it.
And then some other nights, like, you're just like one leg was up or something, but like apparently it was like just straight up, like it was just sitting like fucking. I was like, right, whatever you say. And then once you were like, what the fuck do you do in your sleep?
I couldn't believe it, man.
I do. I think it's because of the 2 knee surgeries, and it's just.
Right, so I've got this wee thing here,
Oh,
right?
yes. Sorry.
Right, no, but I think this is a good thing when we have guests on.
Right.
Yes, right. So we'll go through it now. So obviously it says concert on it, but we'll do it as rave, really.
Right.
So what was your first rave?
My first rave was to see Yoji and Alex Kidd in the coach when Alex Kidd was on warm-up duties for Yoji. And
Showing his age.
I only went to hear hardstyle disco because I didn't like any other rave music, but that had piqued my interest, that song, and he didn't play it the whole night. I was gutted. And I didn't understand that one more tune was a thing or anything, so once the lights went off, I turned my heels and went to leave. And then the next thing, you just fucking all the lights went up. I was like, holy fuck, straight back to the front, and that was the love bug right there. I was just hooked.
Well, that was the coach, the same nightclub as me. It was Luna. Just Luna by himself.
Aye, Luna and the coach was a good night.
I'm gonna say 2006 or something, but that was my first night. But again, back then, I just went because my mates were going. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't really care either way. It wasn't for a few years later I started taking interest because them fuckers made me obsessed. But
who was the coach resident before all the bit? Was it Barry McConkey? Was it? I'm probably wrong. People are going to give up about that.
I thought it was Mandy Reid.
Oh no, I'm talking about like anytime there was a hard DJ on. This guy played beforehand, but he always banged out like hard trance, like fucking.
See, back then, Luna was banging out hard trance. He wasn't so much playing hard
that was
style.
like the sort of harder edge of hard trance, like the start
early
of it.
hard style.
Yeah.
But so that there, right. So what was the last rave you went to? That's obvious, easy.
Now you have to specify now. Then is it going to be your first rave or your last rave as a patron, or your last rave as your profession, like Sparta? What is your profession? Rave.
I think it would just be the last one you've been to. I would say
the last one I was at was Escape.
The
last one I went to as a punter was Guns for Hire in Scotland. No, I went to Club Honey whenever
Club
John
Honey,
was playing.
The last one I went to was with Jason and Rob when they were over in Club Honey.
Yeah.
But the last one where I don't know, it's the same thing. We went and met Sam and went to Detonate as well.
Aye.
Seriously, we're mostly DJ now.
So
especially if you have someone in, you just ask them then. We're sort of doing this, making up the rules here as we go along. Well, I think this would be good to ask guests when they come in.
We'll get it out of the way now.
So the last concert, we'll just do it. Last concert, as in
last rave.
Last rave you've been. Concert, have to change all that. What's the best rave you've ever been to? And it can
rave or event.
It can be as DJing or.
The best rave I've ever been to is Sensation Black. I think that was just as a spectacle, like them people coming down from the roof with Catherine wheels on their back whilst the fucking flame water was shooting up from the bottom, just for people to play dance music was just a fucking.
Especially going to it from over here where you've never seen anything.
Well,
in Ajax's arena, the Amsterdam arena.
To be fair, we done it a bit better. Like not that we did it better, but we got called crazy by Dutch people. So we went we done Dance Valley first the whole day, like 12 o'clock till 10 o'clock, and then got a train from Dance Valley to Sensation Black, and then went there. And fuck me, that was.
I know.
That was a tough innings, but yeah, Sensation Black is hands down the best rave I've been to. The best event that I've ever been to was playing on the back of that lorry for the lockdown protest. Yeah. That was that moment to me was up there with one of the most special moments of my life.
No, that wouldn't be for me. Like Creamfields was definitely the one for me. The one where we're like so many people turned up the watches and like having loads of our own tunes and all, and being the first on, mate. Just everything about it, I thought was amazing. Like,
See, I get that, but there will always be a bigger and better Creamfields if we continue our trajectory. We are never going to get to play in the main street of Belfast to 10,000 people who probably didn't know they were going to a hardstyle rave that morning, and they just marched to our tunes. You will never, ever emulate that moment again.
Barney or Dan, too. Fucking.
Oh, wow, in the field. Mate, I would fucking take it if I had died at the end of that.
You brought 2 bottles of ice water. It was the best thing you ever fucking did.
Yep.
It was good. I enjoyed it, especially because we haven't played a gig in fucking 2 years or something. Like, so we played there, and then literally next week we went to Swansea, Landsec, and then Creamfields, Planet Love. So we started playing all these big shows after that. Planet Love was another good one. It wasn't the same because there was no tent. I don't feel that's why I'm not putting it above Creamfields.
Yeah.
If it had been a tent, but obviously for COVID reasons back then, you still were only allowed to be with, you know what I mean? It was fucking shit show. That's only a year ago.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? But that's why I'm not putting Creamfields or Planet Love above Creamfields in that one. Right. Worst rave?
That I've been to as a punter?
Or DJ?
That I've DJ'd at? I don't really want to say the one that I've DJ'd at because
I'm thinking the same one.
Yeah, we both have an agreement on what our worst gig that we've played at is, and I don't think it'd be fair on the promoter to say. But
because they're all right, actually, aren't they?
It wasn't in this country. We'll say that. We'll leave it at that. The worst rave that I've ever been to is a fucking
Clancy's Plantar.
Oh, I never made it. That doesn't count. Do you know what it was? There was a fucking actually, I was going to tell you the story as well. It'll lead in nicely. So, I got invited to a techno rave. Don't hit me. Was it New Year's Eve one year by fucking Biddles and Lemons, but it was in what was the rock bar, like the fucking heavy metal grunger bar that used to be across the roof from the cinema? Was it Spring and Airbreak? No, it wasn't Spring and Airbreak. I can't remember what
Dempsey's?
No, it was up the stairs somewhere. I can't remember where it was. People will know. If you don't know, it's irrelevant to the story. Anyway, so we rocked up and they were like, you can just wear your fucking jeans and a wee hoodie or something. It's fine. So I rocked up, my jeans, my hoodie. Everyone's in fucking ball gowns and tuxes because it's New Year's Eve. It's like, right, okay. Get up. There's some fucking like band playing. It's like, where the fuck is the music? You told me we were going to a rave.
Techno?
And
you
there
took
was
to somewhere worse than
there
techno.
was a spread and all over here, like food and shit. I was like, guys, these have lied to me. So the night went on. The band continued to play. I got pissed and got hungry. Went over, went to eat food. Turned out it was like fish cakes and stuff. So it got even worse. And then the techno came on. And by the time the techno came on, I had had enough fish cakes and fucking ball gowns for the evening. So I said, I'm going back to the party.
No, you needed a shade, that's what it was.
No, fuck, mate. I had enough. I had an evening full of shite. So we went back to my mate's house. And a couple of us went back. We're sitting there having a drink. Got the message from the mate saying, here, I need you all to get out of my house. I've pulled. To which we all responded, nah, that's your problem. We're having a party. Fuck off. Now, it was his house. He has every right to kick us out. We were in force of numbers, no. So he brought her back, and I was that pissed. She paid me a compliment about my skin looking very nice, but because I've got a condition about my skin, because it used to be so spotty and scarry, I thought she was slobbering, and I fucking tore it.
You didn't.
But she was Welsh. And I said, I'm going to Wales in a few weeks. Like, you can give me a few tips on where to find the best sheep and all this here, right? So I started being a dickhead here. I felt really bad for it after. But he then got fucked off at me and started slobbering, being like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to ruin my chances of getting my hole. And I was like, I don't really care. That's your problem. At the end of the day,
cock block, fucking
raging. So he went off to do the business, and I convinced her mate, right? Her mate, not any of us, her mate, that it'd be funny if she went up and just stood outside the bedroom making sheep sounds. And do you know what? Fair play to her. She fucking did it.
How long did you do it for?
Oh, a good 5 minutes.
That's a long time.
Just sitting at the top of the stairs going, meh, meh.
Did it make her come quicker?
I don't know the outcome of it. I know he came down pretty fucking quick and was like, what are you doing? We're having a laugh. You shouldn't get angry at us. But Yeah, that was the worst rave that I've ever been to.
I don't think you can class that as a rave.
Well, technically, it was a rave.
You went to a fucking after party of a wedding.
I was told that it was a rave.
Right, so the next one would be...
What's your worst rave?
I can't really remember one as bad as the one we're not going to say. Like,
I
really don't like.
That was...
Like any other one. There was one time I remember years ago when we were going to coach all the time. There was me, Johnny and Carl, and it was me, Maxwell and Carl. It was Johnny's birthday, and we went up to his birthday, and we had arranged to get a taxi down to the coach because everyone was saying there's this new guy on. He's the new Armin van Buren.
Right.
So we paid, like, back then you would go from Belfast to Banbridge for 20 quid a head there and back. And so that's 60 quid. And as fucking 17, 18-year-olds or whatever we were, it was a fucking lot of money. So we done it, but we got down, and I swear to fuck, there was about 20 people in the coach.
Fuck.
It was now we had a good night. There was people ended up there that we knew. We just sat like in the smoking garden, had a laugh, didn't even go in the club at all.
Yeah.
But it was basically, it was shite like.
Yeah.
So I would say that, but it had nothing close to the. You know what?
See, just for any listeners or anything, it's not that we want to divulge this. We could tell you the story of what happened, but the amount of stuff that's in the story that would give away the details of the people.
It's a Patreon exclusive.
We just can't go into it.
If you pay us a tenner a month, we'll maybe delve into that because it's a mad one.
Yeah.
Mad. But we're being very vague again. We should leave it.
Right, what's your next question?
The next one is the loudest rave.
Oh, the loudest rave, Tatanka and Bar 7, because it blew my eardrum.
I'll second that. That was
it. That was the start of my hearing problems when Tatanka blew my eardrum in Bar 7.
It was a great night, that.
Also, do you know what was funny? When we went to Decibel, when we were sitting on the far side of Decibel, you couldn't hear the tent. We were waiting for Scott Project to play a classic set back to back with Derb, and you couldn't hear any tent because Tatanka was on the main stage and fucking, whoom, he had it up. And do you know the way you used to be able to go back and like download all the sets?
That was...
Tatanka's set was so loud that you couldn't hear the recording because he'd obviously redlined the fuck out of it and the whole thing crackled. And we're like, yep, that sounds about right.
No, I remember that night down there. Same with the ones Barbara and Andy used to do in Barbuda were fucking so loud because they had a good like...
the big sound system.
20k sound system or something. And Barbuda was small. You were getting in there and you were like...
Aye.
It was bad. So
the
I would say...
before earplugs as well.
I fucking know. So I would say that both of them, myself, right... What artist have you seen the most? I know, Phase 2.
I was thinking that, but that was such a cliched answer.
Had to be done.
What's the artist I've seen the most?
I would
say it's got to be like Alex or
Kotsky,
John or someone.
It's got to be one of them.
Scott Project or somebody.
Yeah, it has to be between Scott, Alex Kidd and Kotsky.
Yeah, I would say between the
they,
three of them because
they used to
grew
play
up
in
watching
Northern
them here.
They used to play in Northern Ireland 4 or 5 times a year, so you would have seen them at both Planet Loves. You would have seen them like in the Beach Club and fucking wherever else they were.
And then you've obviously spent the last 10 years playing the same lineups.
Lineups as them, and we always go and watch them. Like, so yeah, I think that's across the board. Right, most surprising act you've seen. I'll go first with this one. I remember years ago playing Joy Festival down south. It was one of the first times I played with like Billy Dunseafinal. He done this festival down south called Joy Festival, and we went down. It was like 4 stages indoor.
Aye.
So you had like D Block and Estefan, fucking organ donors. It was the audio surgery stage. I played on as a solo DJ on the main stage. You had Andy Whitby, LED, Kelly and Juice, a couple of others. But I never knew who Andy Whitby was back then, and I remember watching. Now it wasn't. I was in the Hardstyle cave back then, so D Block and Estefan played before Andy Whitby. Andy Whitby closed it, and I remember walking away going, "Holy fuck!" Track selection, obviously, we watched them the other week. It's pretty like. It's all the recent tunes and bouncy, you know what I mean? It gets a crowd going, but see his mixing skills, like he was spinning out and stopping it with his elbow and all, mate. And I remember standing at the side as a DJ who could just about mix going,
that's cool.
What the fuck is going on here? And then another one that was surprised me most was Mark E.G. at Planet Love, the Q-Dance tent.
Yeah.
And like, it was in Shane's Castle. I think it was the first time they'd done the Q-Dance, but I'd never heard of Mark E.G. before, and this cunt had the fucking CDJs. He had them up fucking mixing with them in his hand and all, mate.
And
I know
Mark
what
EG's a fucking is a different cut from the rest.
crazy cunt, like. But they would be my two most surprised. Obviously, whenever I seen them, they were both well renowned within their scenes. But
Aye.
I was young and lived in such a hard style cave back then. Like, I didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
But they surprised me the most watching them. Like,
I would say there's one that I don't even think exists anymore. When we were in Decibel, there was a girl called Daisy, and she was playing Shrans at like 160. And you know Ralph doesn't like hard music at all.
yeah,
Ralph fell in love that day. Like Ralph made me stay. I was like, I just want to listen to this.
yeah.
Like, but you don't like hard music.
I remember
And you
you,
know
you
what?
producing trance whenever I only started to know
I
you.
love a wee bit of Shrans. Shrans is good, like. But no, her set was just fucking cracker. And I quite happily sat and watched her set. Like, but to be fair, the tent was dead. I'd say she had no more than 50 people watching her, but
Yeah.
she was fucking class.
Class.
But I would say out of any big DJ, I would say Hixie. Hixie at Kelly's, man. I went up with the
throw that in
apprehension
there too.
of
Actually,
this is just gonna be a load of donk music,
Yep.
and he fucking blew the doors off Kelly.
Because everyone was even saying to us on the way up, like, using are much harder than Hixie. Why aren't you closing and all? We're like, listen, fuck, like, no, it is
He's
what it
Hixie.
is. It's fucking Hixie. And then, like, we played, John played, and then Hixie went on. And one, like, shout out, one of the most down to earth fellas in the world. Like, and he's
Oh, yeah.
fucking sound as a pound. But me and Dave stood behind him in Kelly's, and he fucking upended that
Oh,
place.
he did.
2,500 people. That was
He put that place up on two wheels, and I just remember going,
That
"My
was
God."
we were ignorant in that regard because
Yeah.
I never went and like checked any of his recent stuff or his
Yeah.
recent sets. I just knew him from back in the
back in the
days,
days.
like.
Yeah.
And me and Dave, the whole way home, whenever I was driving home, we just kept going, "Holy fucking!"
That was something
holy
else, like.
shit.
But
Ah,
yeah,
good
no,
shout
that's-
there. I forgot about that.
That's
Actually,
definitely
that was a very surprising one. Right, most fun at a rave?
me, of course.
No, I mean like most fun you've had at a rave.
Oh fuck. We used to play this game back in the days of getting wiped out. Where do you know the funfair rides that you sit on? It's like the three wee cars and they spin you around, but it throws you out to the side. And then
Yes,
you come
yes,
back
yes.
in, you think you're gonna hit them. And me and my buddy used to do
Who
this.
will remain nameless?
Yes, they will remain nameless. We used to sit on this and do what was called extreme conversations, and you had to pretend that you weren't on the ride and continue talking, even though the G-force of being wiped out and off your nut was throwing you about. And you're like, "So mate, how's your day, man?" You're like, "Oh, well, what about doing? My God, we thought we were fucking the dog's ball. That or the sticky wall. That was good
Aye,
as well.
fuck
Whenever
that,
you were
mate.
fucking at Planet Love, that was good fun.
No, mate, I remember me and her going on one in Boucher. It was one of the spinny ones, ruined our fucking thing. Like,
Did it?
I was sick of it.
Ah, you can't. Oh, you did it wrong.
And I can hack rage all right. Like
What else?
sober.
I think doing the whenever we went to Decibel, me and Nicole, it was the year they had two main stages. So they had the main stage and then they had the Pussy Lounge main stage, and we got up in the Ferris wheel to see the whole thing, but it just started raining, so you could see like a rainbow over Decibel when you were at the top of this thing, looking down at all these colours and stuff, and you just look down and we're like, I've had a fucking great weekend. Look at all the bad shit that's going on down there. How good is this? And it was kind of like, it wasn't a fun thing to do, but looking at it and sort of thinking, I've had a fucking belter weekend. All the shit you've
what
done.
a
I was
time
like,
to be alive.
yeah, but like that
reflecting
there.
on
Yeah.
what's happened. Yeah.
What about you?
I would say the most fun I ever had would have been Sensation Black, for the simple fact it was the first time me and Johnny, Maxwell, Carl all went away, like friends went away together.
Yeah.
Like we'd only turned 18, and it was the first like lads fucking getaway. We didn't go
Yeah.
anywhere before that. So that was probably the most fun I had. Like us four cabbages running about Amsterdam, freedom of the word. Like
I can imagine that sight.
so but like it's different now when you say fun. Like, I mean, I had a ball on Saturday, but it's not the way it was back then. Like, you know what you're doing. You're getting picked up here. You're doing that boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back then, you probably didn't even have a dream to be a DJ back then. It was
No.
just enjoyment. The first year in Shane's Castle with the Q dance tent, that sticks in my head all the time because I could not believe that Planet Love had a cute answer here.
Yeah.
And it was like Headhunters, fucking Techno Boy, Luna, Dana, I can't even remember the full lineup, but it was Stacked, Zanny, Donkey Rollers, that's what it was.
I want
I
to
was
create
like,
a WKD at that Planet Love, actually.
Did
To run up some inflatable thing with a fan blowing at you. Like, you had a parachute in your back, and you had to run up this thing and touch the sides and grab these hoops and do all these things in a certain time frame. And because I had the power of MDMA on me, I fucking flew up this thing, man. I was like a fucking spider up a drain pipe. Fucking away I went. And at the end of the day, I went back. It's like, did I win? He's like, aye, and give me a credit WKD for the way home. It was fucking great.
unbelievable. I got knocked down at one of them.
But
We done a bus up, right? It was actually the bus we were on, right? I got hit by a bus. Swear to fuck. So like, it used to bring you up the lane and change castle,
yes.
drop you off. We walked up. So we bounced out. I think I needed to go for a piss or something. There was loads of traffic on lane. I bounced out, went for a piss and came back. And I was standing behind, and the fucking thing reversed back. You know the way there was like a step. It was only like a 16-seater. The step hit me like just at the side of my shin, but like in the middle between my knee and my ankle.
Aye.
And I was like, fuck. And it was all right, like, because I was fucking well on it at that stage, just getting off a bus. This was maybe 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. No, it was. I was on holiday too. Like, I only came back from holiday, and I brought back the absinthe. So we were knacking it. No way else. We were all steaming. But see, as the day went on, mate, slowly started. I can't walk here, like. And then we got the shuttle bus back into Belfast and had to walk from the city centre up to Shankill. And literally, Johnny and Maxwell had to carry me up the road, mate. It was so bad, like. But I was fucking.
I done Planet Love 3 days after putting my cruciate ligament through my kneecap, and hadn't had my surgery or anything. Went on crutches.
Oh.
I rented a wheelchair because I was like, fucking right, I gotta get people to push me about this field ticket. And the day of Planet Love came, it wouldn't fit in Biddle's car, so I had to get the crutches. Bait the whole way down, and
there's nothing worse to have crutches in your hand, mate. So even if you put stuff around them, mate.
Few what do you call them, sponges?
Aye, we done that too, mate. It still didn't help. You know where I broke my leg and my foot, mate.
But I met some other guy. I've never seen somebody before or since a Planet Love on crutches. But as I hobbled about, I seen some other fella ran up, just tapped him on the shoulder, was like, on guard. Had a laugh about this, right? I was like, oh, it was funny as fuck, ha 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 ha. Fast forward 8 years later, and I'm in the centre spot or something. I think it was centre spot. And some guy comes up and say, do you remember me? No, should I? And he goes, on guard. No fucking way. Are you hearing it? I was like, holy fuck, that was class.
Madness. Right, your next concert, I think that's pretty simple. Both Planet Love. Yeah, that's pretty of a...
Yeah.
But again, if you're asking other people that are in, they've got, sure, have exciting things coming up. So next concert, we'll see is all Planet Love next week. And then the last one, wish I could have seen. What act do you wish you could have seen?
Dire Straits.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Or
Queen.
Queen, that's what I was going to say. I would love to sing Queen. Oasis too, I throw in there because I never seen Oasis. I've seen both of them as solo acts, but I've never seen Oasis. That's possible. Yeah. Obviously, the Queen things, and that Queen would have been mad.
So you
Wembley.
You can go and see Queen and Adam Lambert, but it's not.
Her mum. Oh my God! I said
mum.
Mum. Why?
I'm gonna get you a wee T-shirt that says "Mum" on it for the next show.
What the fuck? Like
her ma. What about her ma? What did her ma say?
Her ma went a couple of weeks ago, so that I think it was in Odyssey.
Aye.
Or SSE, whatever the fuck you call it.
I seen a thing the other day saying if she says the SSE Arena, she's too young for it.
I know. So I would definitely, I think we can agree Queen or Oasis there. So there we go. That's not bad.
There's some good questions, mate. I like them.
And it killed probably half an hour. So
I love how we're going to go back to this. It's probably like 12 minutes.
No, it was definitely
It took
half an hour.
4.5 years to answer those questions.
Seemed like it was that long. But yes, mate, I'm fucking excited for Planet Love. I wonder what they're doing, whether they keep it. Because see the stage production, that emerge. See the lights and lasers and all, fucking top drawer. Obviously, I know not all stages are going to be like that. But like I'm sure the subculture stage will be stacked like gills. Yeah, that's it. Like
that was Planet Love was always about the love stage, which was all the big trance acts. That was the big circus arena, and then you had all the other fucking side shows.
There's still a love stage, so it's love. What is it? Love, subculture, Good Grief, Extra Hard.
The Mad Arena.
Mad Arena's VIP bit. I mean, like, fucking, they're doing it right. Fair play to them.
Yeah.
It's great that it's back. Like, that's what
And
the
it's a
country needed.
great lineup as well.
I say the good thing about us is, like, yes, we're getting to play Planet Love and all buzzing, but it's not. You get all our friends are there. Like, this is all the scene. That's what I liked about Kidstock, and that's what the only thing, like,
Kidstock.
It's like, that's where they all go to hang out. Like, that's once a year where the fucking hard dance acts of the UK. I know we've only done it once, like, and would love to do it again. But like, that's what I enjoyed about that. Was like everyone who's anything in the UK scene is at Kidstock.
That's why we haven't been back, because we're not anybody in the UK scene yet.
I know, but that's what you like. That's what we talked about it again before. Whereas, like, that's the way we look at raves now. It's like, oh, such and such is going to be there.
You don't look at a lineup for the DJing talent. You look at the lineup and go, oh, it'll be good to catch up with A, B, and C and have a pint.
I know, like, it was
like
good.
Even Escape catching up with Matt. Haven't seen Matt for years.
I know. We're going to do a podcast with the organ donors, but
I don't think it would have done anybody's careers any favours if we'd have done a podcast.
By the time we were getting back to the hotel, it was pretty late, and a lot of people were pretty drunk.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was fun. It was good to see Matt, that he's back in the game. Like,
yeah, it was good hearing his new music as well. That's what I said to him as well. It's like, he's a bit like us. He's played hard, but he's stuck to his harder edge stuff, a bit slower, sort of tackier, but it's him and it works for him. Whereas if anybody, like, if we started trying to emulate it, we wouldn't have near the same success, because he has done it his way. It's his style. It's what works for him, and that's why it's been successful. But his new music is fucking, it's incredible.
Drawer, like. See that, still the organ donors back in the day, the Iguana remix.
Oh,
mate, what a fucking what. And every time I played it or looked at it and I said unofficial remix, I'm like, get the fuck, that should have been an official remix.
Mauro Bacalo sorted out.
I sorted out now, get that official. And then they've done an advanced one as well, which is fucking cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Fugue mashups, they're fucking stuff. The mashup was class as well when they chopped all the words to rewrite the whole thing. Like, I love that song so much.
Fucking pills.
Yeah.
Fucking pills.
But like, how long, now producing yourself, like, how long it would take to go through that, chop the words up, rewrite it? Like, you would have to write out the words of fuck the system, and then when you write your song, cross off each word that you've used. And then have to go in and find that bit and chop it and put it in, but you've always got the undertones of songs in it. Like,
well, this is it. It might not, like, after all that time of chopping that up, it might have sounded shit.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It sounded really fucking cool. Was it like, I like to take fucking pills?
Yeah. I do for pills and dope.
Unbelievable. Well, we'll wrap it up then.
Yeah, we'll call it a day.
Yeah. So we'll catch us all Planet Love, and make sure you come and say hello. We're really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Hope you are too.
See you there.
And keep an eye on the fucking TikToks and the things. We're going to do plenty more videos, because we know we'll have to step up our social media game. So if you can please follow us, share the shit, and post it, or else you're in fucking trouble.
And there may also be, or may not be, a big announcement coming soon. So watch this space, guys.
Yep. That's it. www.phase2.co.uk. Check it out. Peace.
Laters.